Today's video will review 10 more practice questions from the FAA Part 107 Commercial Drone Test. The most comprehensive information on a given airport is provided by. According to Chapter 14 of the Pilot's Handbook of Aeronautical Knowledge, the chart supplements, which used to be referred to as the Airport Facility Directory, will provide the most comprehensive information for a given airport. Chart supplements are organized by region and are revised every 56 days. Chart supplements include information such as airport diagrams, VFR waypoints, VOR receiver checkpoints, telephone numbers, and much more. Free digital downloads of all chart supplements can be found by going to the website listed in the orange box. Identify the hazardous attitude or characteristic a remote pilot displays while taking risks in order to impress others. Taking risks while trying to impress others is one of the 5 hazardous attitudes and is called macho. The antidote to this hazardous attitude is taking chances is foolish. Remote pilots need to be aware of the 5 hazardous attitudes and know them for the Part 107 Remote Pilot Test. The 5 hazardous attitudes can be found in Chapter 2 of the Pilot's Handbook of Aeronautical Knowledge. You have been hired to inspect the tower under construction at 46.9 North and 98.6 West, near Jamestown Regional Airport. What must you receive prior to flying your unmanned aircraft in this area? Refer to the figure on the right. Each tick mark on the VFR sectional chart represents 1 minute of latitude or longitude. There are 60 minutes between each degree of latitude and longitude. We can see that there are 60 minutes between 98 degrees and 99 degrees west longitude in this example. To find the exact latitude line, just take 60 degrees multiplied by 0.9 since the first coordinate is 46.9. 60 multiplied by 0.9 equals 54, so we can count down 6 tick marks from the 47-degree latitude line to find the precise line of latitude. To find the precise longitude line, multiply 60 by 0.6 to get 36. Then just count 6 tick marks to the left of the midpoint between 98 degrees and 99 degrees west longitude, since that is the 30-minute line. We know the tower under construction is somewhere in the circle on the chart. Since the tower is in Control Class E airspace, prior authorization from ATC would be required in order to operate a drone in this area. How would a remote PIC check NOTAMS as noted in the caution box regarding the unmarked balloon? See the figure on the bottom right. This VFR sectional chart says to check notices to airmen in regards to an unmarked balloon on a cable up to 3,008 feet above mean sea level. To get more information regarding this NOTAM, it would be best for a drone pilot to obtain a briefing via an online source such as 1-800-WX-brief.com. When adapting crew resource management concepts to the operation of a small UA, CRM must be integrated into. This question should be straightforward. When conducting drone operations with a flight crew, crew resource management concepts should be integrated into all phases of the operation. You have been hired as a remote pilot by a local TV news station to film breaking news with a small unmanned aircraft. You expressed a safety concern, and the station manager has instructed you to fly first, ask questions later. What type of hazardous attitude does this attitude represent? The fact that the station manager instructs you to carry out flight operations with no regards for safety concerns would indicate impulsivity. According to the Pilot's Handbook of Aeronautical Knowledge, impulsivity is the attitude of people who frequently feel the need to do something, anything, immediately. They do not stop to think about what they are about to do, they do not select the best alternative, and they do the first thing that comes to mind. A local TV station has hired a remote pilot to operate their small UA to cover news stories. The remote pilot has had multiple near misses with obstacles on the ground and 2 small UAS accidents. What would be a solution for the news station to improve their operating safety culture? Answer A is not correct since the remote pilot has already had multiple near misses and implementing a policy of no more than 5 crashes within 6 months is likely not going to fix the issue. Answer B is not correct since the new station clearly needs to enforce some sort of standard operating procedure that emphasizes safety to avoid future incidents. The new station should recognize hazardous attitudes and develop operating procedures that promote safety. Refer to the figure on the right. While monitoring the Cooperstown Common Traffic Advisory frequency, you hear an aircraft announce that they are midfield left downwind to runway 13. Where would the aircraft be relative to the runway? North is shown as illustrated by the compass rose in the chart. Since runway numbers are aligned with the magnetic heading of the runway direction, runway 13 would be facing towards the southeast as indicated by the yellow arrows in the chart. Since the question says the pilot is flying midfield left downwind for runway 13, pilots in the traffic pattern would make all turns to the left as shown. The aircraft would therefore be somewhere to the east of the runway and the runway would be to the left of the pilot. To avoid a possible collision with a manned airplane, you estimate that your small unmanned aircraft climb to an altitude greater than 600 feet AGL. To whom must you report the deviation? A remote pilot who inadvertently flies their drone above the maximum altitude of 400 feet to avoid collision would need to report the deviation to the Federal Aviation Administration upon request. When operating an unmanned airplane, the remote pilot should consider that the load factor on the wings may be increased anytime. Anytime a remote aircraft is subjected to maneuvers other than straight and level flight, the load factor on the wings will be increased. Drone pilots should account for this when flying their unmanned aircraft. Thank you for watching the video. Please like the video and subscribe for more flight training and aviation-related educational videos.